Okay, so now it's broadcasting. I don't know if that's gonna be very clear though. I don't know if I wanna count on this too much for what we need to do for this class. We'll see. I'll let it run for a little while and do a recording of it and see how it looks, because again, what I'm broadcasting right now is whatever is up on the screen here. So I'm broadcasting that live to YouTube. So if you find this on YouTube, you can actually watch this live. And what I'm gonna do down the road is that I'll find a way to share this. If I'm gonna broadcast live, I'll put it up on my blog. So if you have to miss, if you're not here, we'll try this, see how this works. And I'll put a link to the live broadcast on the blog, and then you'll be able to follow along, watch it live on YouTube, if you have access to where you are, access to the internet.
Can we watch you live right now?
Yeah, if you can find this broadcast, I'm still not sure where exactly it is, but it's on my channel. So if you're following my channel, if you're following G Gatton on my channel, there's a chance, if you go to YouTube and search for G Gatton, you should be able to find my channel, and you should be able to see. It doesn't show me live, okay. I'm gonna have to fool around with this a little bit more too, because I'm still experimenting. Share, let me see if I can share it. Where can I put it? A little painful, I'm flopping around trying to figure this out exactly, so this is how you do this stuff. Flop around. Oops. Okay, I'll try one more time, just one more minute, and see if this works. I'm live, it says I'm live. See it? Okay, so this is a little choppy. I see it's mirrored too, right? So is it backwards? Is it tech back? Do you see it straight? Okay, good. Because on my little iPad here now, I see it mirrored, right? Can you read this clearly?
Blurry.
It's blurry? Okay, yeah, so this is probably not a very good screen setup anyways. But maybe when you watch this later on YouTube, it might be better. So, as I said, I'm not sure if this is going to actually work or be the thing, but this is one of the possibilities that's available to us using the technology that we have. So you'll probably find that you'll have to mute things in here. If I'm talking and broadcasting at the same time, if it's live and you're in this same room, we're going to get echo and squeal feedback. So if you're listening to it, just turn the sound down or turn the volume off. Actually, there's probably no point listening to it now, because you get me live, actually live and in the...
If it doesn't let you subscribe, we'll know it.
So what is it asking you to do? Who wants you to
Want
subscribe?
subscribe to this channel, sign in, to subscribe to this channel, sign in.
You can't just click the link and
No,
look at
hers
it?
did. Hers worked,
Yeah,
but mine
yeah.
didn't.
Try it again.
Should we allow or block?
What are they asking you to allow or block?
On the left-hand corner.
What does it want you to allow? Because they usually,
Yeah.
YouTube? Yeah. And YouTube, it usually asks you, first of all, can we use your microphone? You have to allow it. Can we use your camera? You have to allow it. Can we use your contacts? You have to allow it. So they're pretty careful about that stuff, so that they're not just using all the stuff on your computer all the time. So I'll try this. And what's going to happen down the road is that as soon as I stop this live broadcast, YouTube is going to record a YouTube video of it. That will be like any other YouTube video. And then what I'll do is I'll put it on the blog for the day as an embedded video. And this is probably, we're going to get around to this too. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to use this type of technology as we go along too. So we'll flop around a little bit to figure it out to start with. And there's probably 3 or 4 other applications that will do this. Skype will do it. As I mentioned here, Facebook Messenger will do it. FaceTime, anybody use FaceTime yet? On your devices? Yeah, on these iPads, of course, FaceTime is the main connection back and forth. YouTube Live, which is what we're trying to do now. Google has another thing called Google Hangouts, Hangouts on Air. So we'll try a few of these things. What I'm trying to do is get something that's going to work with these iPads. And again, as I said, we're Sears and Eaton's here. iPad is a Mac tool. YouTube is a Google thing. So sometimes it gets a little bit painful working things out like that. So. Anyway, so I guess that's the other thing we could do today is get Skype going. And for all of these things that we've just mentioned, YouTube is probably going to be one of the more common ones, but Skype still is a very, very popular and powerful program for this type of communication. Remember I was telling you this is VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. So it's kind of like telephone, except that it's over the internet, telephone over the internet. And Skype you can use as a text chat. You can use it as a phone, basically. In fact, I subscribe to it and I pay a little bit extra, so I actually have a Skype phone number. So if you phone my 800 number, it goes to my Skype account, it rings on my Skype phone. And also can be a video conversation. And one of the reasons I really like it for this class in particular is that we can share screens easily. So if you're at home and you're having trouble with something and you want some coaching from me, basically you can Skype me, and then I'll say we'll have a Skype conversation, video Skype conversation, then I say, click this little thing here, show me your desktop. And then I can walk you through what's going on, what you need to, if you need coaching on any particular thing, I can take you step by step because I can see what you're doing, I can watch what you're doing on your desktop. And then when we're done, we click it off and it's done. So the other thing with that is we can have group conversations. So Skype will let us have multiple conversations. We won't be able to do it here all in the same room, of course, because we get all this feedback. But if people are all sorts of different places in your own apartments or suites or homes or wherever you are and connect, everybody can be in this same video conversation using Skype. And I guess the other thing too for educators, especially educators in Manitoba, where we often teach in fairly remote spots where you can't get guest speakers all the time necessarily. You can have people attend and do a guest lecture by Skype. And I mentioned that yesterday. What's his name? The astronaut. What was his name? No, I said it yesterday. I can't remember his name anymore. Chris Hadfield went up on that space station, right? Well, that was a couple of years ago, I guess now. But what he was doing on that space station a lot was connecting with classrooms and kids all over the whole country, all over the world for that matter. But so he had a Skype connection. So if you're in your classroom teaching and you want to have Chris Hadfield from the space station coming and doing a guest lecture in your classroom, you could do it using Skype. So and that was, he did lots. I mean, that was what he did most of the time, because that was a part of his job. He was trying to do outreach and get people interested in space and getting interested in the space age. So let's try this. Let's get Skype going. So what you're going to have to do is download an application, and you can do that. I think probably on your desktop, Skype might already be installed. But you might have to do it either on your iPad or on your phone or on your laptop if you've got it. So if you're on your iPad, of course, you're going to have to go to the App Store, right? And look for Skype. If you're on your desktop like this, go to Skype. Just anytime Skype download or Skype, anywhere you find Skype is going to look like this. And it's going to tell you offer to download Skype depending on what your platform is. So if you're using it for desktop, like this is my desktop, my laptop is my desktop, it's Windows 10. So if I was going to download Skype for this device, I'd have to download that Windows 10. But if I was on mobile, so my phone, I have Skype on the phone, but I had to go to the Android store to get Skype, the version of Skype, the application that works for Skype. Works the same, but it's a different thing. And then Skype on the iPad, you'll have to go to the Apple store and get the Skype application, so hunt around, depend whatever device you want to use. Preferably one of these, one of your iPad or your phone. But if you've got it on your laptop, if you got your laptop with you, it actually works well on your laptop too. So. And I didn't look. Is Skype installed on these things, the company computers? You can try it, see if you can download it. The only thing, of course, with Skype on the company computers, what's wrong with these company computers? Would we be able to use Skype? No cameras, no microphones, no speakers, no nothing.
It didn't work.
So they're not exactly multimedia friendly.
So you have to create a Microsoft,
No, use your throwaway Google account. I mean, you can make another account. You can make as many Skype accounts as you want, right?
I tried that.
Yeah, but for this one, for setting up a Skype account using your classroom ID. Sometimes they might give you guff about it, but just insist. Make them let you. So you're gonna have to do two things. You're gonna have to download the application, and you're gonna have to set up an account with Skype. And when you set up your account with Skype, use your throwaway Google Gmail ID that you created for this
It
class.
automatically assigned it to my Gmail account that I had previously.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine. Is that okay?
Well, it's okay, but I was hoping that you'd have everything sort of, that was all with this one alias account
Right.
that you could
It
throw it
didn't
away
even
after.
give me the option.
I think if you try again, you might, but if you're comfortable with using that, that's okay too, so. The connection between your email account and Skype, we won't be making that connection very often, because once you got Skype, we'll either use Skype or we'll use Gmail, so. And once you get on Skype,
I mean, I can't because I didn't like to do that. It's not one thing, you know. It should be free? Oh, okay. Skype should be free.
Skype will be free, yeah. You can pay for some other Skype services, but we don't need that for this class.
Yeah.
And then set up a new one. Yep. Yep, that's what he said.
So as soon as you're on Skype and you've got your account set up and you're logged in, I'm trying to log in myself here right now, but it's giving me grief for some reason.
It's giving me grief.
Giving you grief? Yes, well,
And
I
we're
think-
downloading it onto the devices and not onto the computer, right?
Yeah.
yeah, probably best to use your devices.
These ones won't let you move?
These classroom computers, they don't have any multimedia on them, right? You can't use there's no microphone, there's no camera, there's no nothing, so. They will work for texting, but,
I have to get somebody to download it for me this evening,
sure,
because it says I need an Apple ID, I don't know what it is.
Apple ID
Yeah, on here.
on your,
Like going to the App Store,
oh,
and I don't know, I didn't
When you
set
set
it
it
up
up?
myself.
oh,
I've
okay, yeah.
had these for 3-4 years.
Yeah, you'll need to set up and have access to your account. You, remember what email account you used to set that up?
Yes, but but I don't know the password or that.
So when you ever want to recover a password, right? So if you don't remember your Apple ID password, you click on there, it says forgot password, and then it'll let you change your password. But it'll send an email to whatever email you used to register that device with Apple in the first place, right? So that's where you'll have to. We can work around that. There's other ways of working around that after a while, but for the time being, that's probably the best way. So now, do I have Skype on this one? Let's see. Okay, here's the App Store.
So do I press Skype for iPad?
Yep, Skype for iPad, yep. So when you're in the store, iPad, oh, sorry, I want to go Skype.
No, not yet, I just downloaded.
I'm used to typing with a keyboard more than anything else, so. Yeah, so Skype for iPad shows up. And it'll look like this with that little blue square up here. And then you just download it, hit the little cloudy thing, and let it do its thing. And when you see when you're downloading applications on here, you're going to see that little thing, that circle being complete. When it's complete, then you know it's downloaded, and it'll say open. So at that point, then you can open it. Okay, so mine is ready to open. Welcome to Skype. Let's go. Sign in. No, I'll have to go find my account.
Yes.
And now I gotta find my password, that's the hard part.
So you need to create a new Skype account, right? It's
Yeah.
not, okay.
You create a new Skype account using this alias. And again, you can have as many Skype accounts as you want to, but for this class, let's use a throwaway one, right? So when you're done with this class, if you decide you never want to have anything to do with Skype again in your life, you can just blow it away, and they should leave you alone too, so. I got this program that generates passwords, and it gives me these goofy long passwords. They're very secure, but they're a pain to enter.
We don't want to use our real name, do we?
No, same thing.
I'm just
You
gonna.
don't want to use anything that makes you searchable. And Skype is the same. It's Microsoft, right? So if Microsoft wants to sell it, they want to sell you stuff just as much as Google does, right? So if they can get a hook on you, they'll blast you with advertising that you probably don't want to have. So, but if you use an alias, again, like our same principle applies, use the alias, there's nothing for them to search about or find you with, so. few times, but it finally let me in. So as soon as you set it up on your iPad, it's gonna ask you all these permissions again too. Says it wants to use your camera, wants to use your microphone, it wants to use your contacts. So you can, of course, in this case, because you really don't have that many contacts or anything that they can snoop through, so. Once you get it set up, you will come to a screen that looks a little bit like this. Of course, mine has lots of contacts because I use it lots already. But you'll come to a screen like this that will ask you to look for a contact. And what you're gonna do is search for G. Gatton. And as soon as you find, you'll see my Skype account, and you'll see my friendly face. But I need a hand so far, and Serena, you got already set up yesterday, so that's good. Good, yeah. So just say hi or send me a contact. So I'm gonna get a request, and as soon as we do that, you'll see it up on here. On my account, I'll leave it open while I go around. But it's gonna ask for, yeah. I could be in trouble. I have no way to. Okay, so here's Amber. Amber just sent me a message wanting to connect on Skype. So I'll say okay as soon as I find it. Who's this? Who's JM? Is that you? Are you from Brazil?
No, no, that's not me.
I think, oh, here's, who's this one? There's a few people connecting up, so. Yeah, you occasionally get spam on Skype, which bugs me. Usually it's some very attractive, supposedly very attractive woman from Brazil that wants to be my best friend for life. Good. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, so as soon as you say hi, it's gonna send a message to me saying you want to connect. No, you should be able to set up the account just
I gotta
because
leave it.
it wants to use it first, of course, but it says just put it in your Gmail account and tell them to forget about it. I want to use the account that I want to use.
They said about waiting for Glenn to accept the condition. See, got it?
Okay, so now you want to create an account, sign in or create an account. And then we'll walk you through. And here now, again, don't give me your name anywhere. Use your throwaway account that we're gonna use for this class as to sign up for it. So we're gonna create. Yeah, create a new account. And it might try and say that you have to use a Microsoft account, but you don't.
Yep, that's still.
Use your Gmail account.
Yeah, that's one.
Just throw away your Gmail.
Oh, Gmail?
Yeah, the one that we're using for this class, right?
I'm still trying to get the password.
Okay, good.
People might go up
Yeah.
It says on waiting for Glenn to
Yeah,
accept.
so as soon as I get
Give the information.
back up here, sorry,
No accept.
are you on the right track? You working? So what I'm gonna do is I'll accept everybody's contact once everybody gets going here. Yeah, but you gotta put that Gmail. Yeah, you gotta put the whole, because this is like a different company. Oh, okay. Does Skype work on this thing? Can you just go minimize that? Just see if it's on this stuff. Will it download? So if you don't have your device, okay, you got it. Okay, now you're just waiting for me to respond. So anytime you make a connection on Skype, it has to be mutual. So when you send me a message saying I want to connect, but I have to agree to it. So as soon as I get back up there, I'll agree to it. Yeah, just say hi, I'll send you a message and say,
I don't know what I used.
and I'll get a
I
message
made it
saying.
yesterday.
You don't know what you used, mine is.
No.
See if we can run it.
Just tell me yours, I'll look for you.
My name.
So it should show up on the desktop once it's
No.
down.
Still got it?
Yeah, you need your laptop actually, is what you need. iPad, okay, but. You else making headway? Yeah. That's me, yeah. Yeah. And say, connect. So, anything anything that I steer you to on here, I'm pretty careful about making sure that it's pretty private. So you have to connect, you have to agree to make connections. So, I'm gonna have to start my computer again here too, because it's giving me a hard time. Oh, no. There we go, okay. I ran out of battery on that thing. This is gonna be fun. So here's what I see now. Everybody's who's connected with me now, it shows up on the side here. I'm gonna go into these thing, and I did this to Serena yesterday already, but to Jam wants to,
That's me.
that's you,
Yeah.
wants to connect, I'm gonna accept. So you're gonna get a message from me saying now that Glenn has accepted your contact, and we can start typing here and have a message, so I'll say hi. And you said hi, so now I said hi back. Here's what I'm gonna do though, is that, I don't know who this Jam, of course, is, but I can figure it out. But what I am gonna do down the road, as soon as it lets me, it's gonna let me change this name for myself. In my Skype account, I'll be able to put your name in there, so I know who this is. And it's the same for you, you'll be able to change, so if it was if you connect with anybody else and they send you an unrecognizable name, once you figure it out, you can change your own setup.
Well, my username will still show up as JB or?
Yeah, on mine, it's always gonna show up, but here's what I can do, is I can edit this contact. So here's your contact, right? And I'm gonna put your actual name, what is your actual name for it?
Erna.
Myrna, yeah, right. So now, in my contacts, shows up as Myrna, just for me. It doesn't change your name for anybody else, it's still your anonymous account, but just in my records now, I have a record of your account under the name Myrna, so I know who's who.
Okay.
And then who's HB?
That's mine.
Okay, and I'm gonna accept it, I'm gonna say hi. So now we're connected. I'm going to do the same thing and change, as soon as it takes a little minute for it to register and let you make edits on it. Skype's kind of crashing on me today too.
Pick the password additional purchases on.
So I have to restart my computer because it's. Let's have a 10-minute break. And carry on with this. I might not get around to accepting everybody on Skype today. But what I'm going to use Skype for down the road is, for this class, a little bit of a attendance place where I can find out, as I said, if you can't be here, but you can connect on Skype. If you connect from home on Skype, I'll mark you present. Oh, no. All right. So we'll try again there with creating an account there.
I'll probably have to do mine tonight.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. We'll create one for using that, okay? So now I'll just say next. You just have to insist they try and want you to set up a Microsoft account, of course, too, but But now it's let you know, so just, and use your same password maybe. Not a good practice generally to use the same password for a bunch of things, but for this, we're just gonna throw them away after then too, so make something simple and easy to remember.
Okay. Oh, I was like, did I miss anything?
Yeah, well, we're sort of swapping around. I'm trying to get this set up so that it's gonna create a YouTube session for all the session that'll be available online. So-
Oh, okay.
But, so I was just sort of, one of the things that I did was, and I don't know if you know this, I showed them how to use the microphone to edit your blog. You know how to do that?
No, I don't.
Have you got your blog set up on that thing?
No, I didn't do that yet. But
So just go to Chrome on there,
blogger.
or Blogger, yeah, but you probably have to use the Chrome browser. I don't know what browser your
I only
phone's
have
set up.
Safari.
Well, then you need to put Chrome on it. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna let you log in. Yeah.
Use the microphone to type. Done.
Yep, so you figured out how to add a post to your blog?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's mostly what we looked at to start with, yeah. Okay, just let me see if I can get into my Skype account here now, because it was, something was giving me a hard time here.
What's the difference between this course and this one?
I don't, that's business? Yeah. School of Business. Is that Brown University? Oh, that's a course I taught up in South Victoria years ago. Did you take that one? Did you? You know, I thought I recognized that. So some of it'll be the same. That's a few years ago now, though, right? Yeah, yeah. I knew I recognized the name. Did you pass? Hey, yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering why they're making you do it again.
You have to check the office. You gotta go see Jonas and
They might give you credit for it. It is a different class and a different credit altogether too.
It's
So.
the same stuff.
Similar stuff, yeah. So that one was more focused on the actual computers and hardware. This one was more focused on applications used in education. Could be, because when we did it, and I teach this class, similar sorts of classes for, that one was School of Business. I teach it also for Arts and Sciences in the journalism course. And that's called digital journalism. So we use lots of the different same applications for the different purposes, but so I emphasize the different purposes. So in this class, we're going to emphasize all of, maybe some of the same stuff, but for education.
Maybe that's like
Could be. Yeah. Well, you'll probably recognize lots of it though, for sure. I remember that in September, we had fun up there. We had some of the same issues, always trying to find connectivity, and so that's good. Are you still there? Are you still in September?
Yep.
Yeah. You teaching there, working in the school?
I was, then after that course, I was working on the highway for a couple years,
Okay.
but I went back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. A good time up there for that.
Where's the closest place to buy a drink? Anybody know?
Drink a pop?
The next building? Okay. I think it's okay.
For today, are we doing like what you have posted, like the whole Skype and all that stuff that's posted?
For today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have as much as we can get through.
Okay, I'm actually just gonna go because my doctor's giving my partner a hard time over taking her medication, so,
Yeah, no, I understand, that's fine.
yeah,
I'm not sure how much further we're gonna get in this past what we're doing with Skype today.
I know, I looked at the whole
Yeah,
outline
the
thing for
other
today
thing
and a
that,
lot of it is stuff I already use.
do you use MindMeister by any chance?
My master,
This thing, I'll show you.
I don't think there's a one I don't do.
Let's see if I can get it going.
I know it's the same thing that happens with my laptop this morning, it kept cutting out for
And I
being
think,
connected to the,
I think the
Internet.
internet overall in Brandon has been flaky, because even
Oh.
at home, it was giving me grief. Yeah, you can find, you can actually find it on your phone too, it's a thing called MindMeister, that's this thing. MindMeister, it says that.
just
there.
under like,
Yeah, go on your app store, maybe. Is that Apple? Is that an iPhone or?
Samsung.
So, okay, so
I don't like
just go on
iPhones.
there. I mean, I don't mind them, but
Mine,
they're way too expensive for,
it's gonna be Minecraft.
yeah, no.
Meister mind mapping?
So, yeah, top one there, yeah. And it's a paid thing, but they let you use 3 different maps for free, and we're gonna use them for when we do the lesson planning for this class.
Okay,
So I'm gonna use
so I
it,
probably better just download on my laptop instead.
sorry,
You probably better download it on my laptop instead.
and you can do it both places, in fact, and you probably should do it both places, just so you can get used to working back and forth between them. So if you ever wanna, what we're gonna do is we're creating these mind maps, they're called, and you can create them from, it's the same as all these things, you can access them from your iPad or from your phone or from your desktop or anything that, and you can make contributions to them no matter where you're all the time.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying, if you got it on your phone and all of a sudden you come up with a good idea for your lesson plan, you
Oh,
can
okay.
dictate it in there and be in the same place, yeah. So that's why I wanna go next, and
Okay.
if you gotta go.
Interesting one that we figured out in this.
I'm hoping this thing is gonna be set up on YouTube too. We'll see how this works, I don't know, I'll see it when we're done here, I'll check it out and see how it works. Who's Jerb? Who's J.E.? Forgot already. I guess I have to go.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Do you like to be referred to as Glenn?
Glenn.
Glenn Gatton, Mr.
Glenn's,
Gatton?
Glenn's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Give it a look when you're right.
No, I have to read one.
Who's mom?
B.
That's you, okay.
Yeah.
Can you check to see if this is actually working
Yep.
now, or?
1 second.
Okay.
Let you in?
I don't know.
Yeah, looks right.
It looks like?
Yeah, so it's still downloading, right? So it's gonna take a minute to download.
Oh, okay, because I tried a couple of passwords there that they sent me, so I don't know, yeah.
Okay, well, you have to have the application downloaded first,
And then,
open the application and put your username and your account name in there.
oh, okay.
But, yeah, it should go
But
pretty
it's
quick.
downloading right
It
now.
looks like it's doing its thing for sure. Oh, so you found your Apple password?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's,
that's what they sent me.
right, good, perfect.
Do I have to download an account on Gmail app?
No, not Gmail app.
It says that I made another one, and then it says they emailed me asking if I can have the latest Google app.
Uh,
Do I have to,
if you have Chrome, that should be all you need.
oh, okay, so I have to install the whole
Yeah.
thing?
On that device, you'll need to put Chrome on that device if you don't have it.
I think in their email comes back that you opened up, your Blogger onto the device, so
Yes,
that's a.
Yeah. that's right. Yeah. Google's always saying, they're keeping track of you log in on here, and then you log in on there, and then you log in on your phone, keeping track of how many places you logged in. So, sort of to protect you so that nobody's using your account.
Oh, we can use the same one as we did here.
But you can use that same one for that, for sure. Makes it simpler. So I'm going through now, and Lorna has put her name in here, so Lorna. But you used your fake Gmail account though?
The fake one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't even use my name on this, in this case, right?
Don't use it?
Well, if they don't insist on it, just put your initials or something like that. Never,
So can you change it?
yeah, you might be able to. You might be able to go into your profile and just change it. As I said, it probably doesn't hurt anything because the only connection you're gonna have right now is to me. And if at the end of this course you don't wanna use this Skype account, you can just get rid of it. Who have I got now?
Just testing out the mic.
SLH, who's SLH? Who's SLH? Who's this one? SH? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can figure it out. SH. Who's this? Hilo. Who's that? Heather? Is that Heather? Who's Heather?
Just press this one and then go on.
10-4, I bet that's Stephen. Or Steve, yeah.
So I'm just gonna use my initial step down.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so
Is it Goggga? Google Chrome.
Who's Jazz?
Get it? See? Google, get it?
Who goes by Jazz? JV? I figured it out. JV. Can't figure it out. JV. Edith? Is this you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of the password.
Okay, so if you go back into your Skype accounts, you can see that I'm gradually adding
Yes?
you all to my list. Stacy left me a voice message.
I Google, who is there now?
Just testing out the mic.
It's just testing out the light.
Good. Yeah, it's actually all sorts of things you can do with this too. It's lots of possibilities. Who am I still waiting for?
Me, Albertine.
Albertine, is that coming? Gonna work?
I gotta download Google Chrome as well.
Yeah, you're gonna need Google Chrome on your device
Yeah, we're done.
anywhere.
I'm downloading Google Chrome. and
Okay.
I got Skype in there already.
Okay, good.
Then I'll look for your name and go say hi.
So go in Skype and look for my name, this G Gatton,
Oh,
right?
it'll work?
Yeah. Did I ask already who's HB? When you set up Skype, who's HB? I thought it was Heather. I'll see, I'll ask who. I guess I should have got people to put their names in the message.
I'll put my name in my message when I'm done.
Yeah, when you send me a message, when you connect with me on Skype, just send me the,
Same thing like the blogger in the body, or?
it doesn't matter, just that, it'll be just in the text message, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Okay, Sheena, right, good. Thanks. Yeah, send me a message again, just send me another message in Skype, just to get used to that, using that text. It's kind of, Skype was one of the first ones to have all these little emoticons on there, the little smileys. And they got piles and piles, and you're gonna have actually lots of fun with that too. Just click on, you can see the different ones that they have. I guess everybody else is sort of catching up nowadays, but they have these. One of my favorite ones for a long time was a secret smiley. If you put round parentheses, and headbang. This is a special one. I think they made this one special for teachers. So I don't know if it actually shows up in the list of icons, but if you want to use it, you have to put parentheses and then headbang or bang head inside those parentheses. And this is the little thing that you get. So good, clean fun. Yeah, you can see all the different smileys and icons, stickers, emojis, all these different things. This is the deal with online communications nowadays, is that most of it's, especially text conversation, it's hard to express emotion. You can't tell if people are happy, sad, or sarcastic, or mad, or whatever. So they've created these emoticons that give us another layer of communications on top of the just straight text communication. And some of that's just for fun, but some of it's important. So if you're saying something, it's easy to misinterpret something if you're just reading it in text in the message. So it doesn't usually hurt to, put a smiley in. If you're being friendly, if you're being smiley, put a smiley in. If you're mad, put a mad in there. So. Okay, so who's LU262? Sorry? Lily, good, okay. I'm just gonna make sure my account is right.
Are you still live on YouTube?
I think so, hope so.
I think it says it uses 4 megabytes per
What does
minute.
that mean?
Sorry?
I have to go
4
back.
megabytes per minute on you,
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, and I think
probably already over.
and I might be too, I better shut it off. I'll figure this how to do this tomorrow and use
Yeah.
use the company one. Yeah,